JAG wasn't just a military drama. It was a world of loyalty, danger, and unforgettable heroes that defined an era. But 31 years later, the lives behind those familiar faces changed in ways no one expected. Some stars still shine, others disappeared from the spotlight, and some stories ended too soon. Now, we revisit the cast then and now in 2026, and uncover what really happened to them after all these years. Harmon Rabb Jr., he stares out from the cockpit just before launch with old memories weighing heavier than the mission ahead, captures the restless conflict between duty and loss at the heart of JAG. Beneath the confidence, military precision, and courtroom composure, there is longing there too, as if every case quietly pulls him back toward the father he never stopped searching for. The man carrying all that restrained intensity was David James Elliott. Born on September 21, 1960, in Milton, Ontario, Canada, he was 35 when JAG first premiered, transforming Harmon Rabb Jr. into one of television's defining military drama protagonists. Before, Elliott had already endured years of struggling through small roles and financial uncertainty before finally breaking through in Hollywood. His life became deeply centered around family and a quieter existence beyond celebrity culture, especially after stepping back from leading man visibility following the end of JAG. As of 2026, at 65, David James Elliott remains a presence that understood real strength often comes from the battles a man carries silently long after the uniform comes off. Lieutenant Harriet Sims, she quietly steadies her voice during a tense briefing while worry flickers behind her eyes, captures the emotional balancing act between duty and compassion in JAG. Beneath the professionalism, warmth, and military discipline, there is vulnerability there too, as if constantly caring for others forced her to hide how much pressure she carried herself. The face carrying all that grounded humanity was Carrie Turner. Born Carrie Kathleen Turner on December 21, 1966, in Fort Worth, Texas, she was 29 when into the role, gradually turning Harriet Sims into one of the series' emotional anchors. Turner had already built a respected television career through smaller dramatic roles shaped by persistence rather than instant fame. Away from Hollywood, her life reflected a quieter devotion to family and personal balance after years spent navigating the demanding pace of network television. Now, at 59, Carrie Turner remains a presence that understood true strength is often revealed not in battle, but in the quiet moments when kindness refuses to disappear. Bud Roberts Jr., he stands at attention trying to hide uncertainty behind military discipline, captures the quiet determination of someone constantly fighting to prove he belongs in JAG. Beneath the awkward humor, loyalty, and earnest optimism, there is insecurity there too, as if every mistake threatens to reopen old doubts he never fully escaped. The face carrying all that heartfelt vulnerability was Patrick Labyorteaux. Born on July 22, 1965, in Los Angeles, California, he was 30 when into the series, gradually transforming Bud Roberts into one of the series' most emotionally relatable characters. Labyorteaux had already become familiar to television viewers through Little House on the Prairie, where his childhood performances carried remarkable emotional honesty. Away from Hollywood, his life reflected a deeply personal journey after surviving a difficult early childhood marked by health struggles and adoption before eventually building stability through acting and family life. Today, at 61, he remains a presence that understood courage is sometimes nothing more than continuing forward despite never feeling fully certain. Meg Austin, she walks into the courtroom with determination masking the pressure building beneath the surface, captures the exhausting effort of trying to prove yourself inside a world that rarely offers second chances in JAG. Beneath the confidence, intelligence, and military professionalism, there is loneliness there too, as if ambition slowly forced her to carry more than anyone around her ever realized. The face carrying all that quiet resolve was Tracy Needham. Born Tracy Renee Needham on March 28, 1967, in Dallas, Texas, she was 28 when into the film, helping establish the emotional and legal foundation of the series during its earliest years. She became widely recognized through Life Goes On, where her grounded performances stood out for their sincerity and emotional realism. Her life gradually shifted toward family and a quieter existence after stepping back from major television visibility in later years. Currently, at 59, Tracy Needham remains a presence that understood some people spend their entire lives trying to prove they were stronger than the doubts surrounding them. A.J. Chegwedin, he quietly removes his glasses before delivering a hard decision, captures the burden of command carried by a man who understands leadership often means disappointing people he deeply respects in JAG. Beneath the discipline, calm authority, and sharp legal mind, there is weariness there too, as if years inside the military taught him how much responsibility can slowly isolate a person. The man carrying all that restrained dignity was John M. Jackson. Born on June 1, 1950, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he was 45 when the film begins, transforming Admiral Chegwin into one of television's most respected military authority figures. Jackson had already built a steady career through theater and dramatic television shaped by quiet consistency rather than celebrity fame. His life reflected deep devotion to family, teaching, and stage work long before television success arrived. As of now, at 76, John M. Jackson remains a presence that understood true authority rarely comes from power alone, but from carrying responsibility without letting it harden the soul. Jennifer Coates, she quietly lowers her eyes while trying to hold herself together after another painful memory surfaces, captures the hidden emotional wounds carried beneath the discipline of JAG. Beneath the professionalism, awkward humor, and steady loyalty, there is vulnerability there too, as if survival itself taught her to bury fear behind routine and resilience. The face carrying all that quiet humanity was Zoe McClellan. Born on November 6, 1974, in La Jolla, California, she was 27 when the series began, gradually transforming Jennifer Coates into one of the series' most emotionally layered characters. Before, McClellan had already spent years navigating smaller television roles while fighting for stability inside a competitive industry. Her life later entered a deeply turbulent chapter following a highly publicized custody battle and legal controversy that dramatically reshaped both her career and public image. Nowadays, at 51, Zoe McClellan remains a presence that understood some battles leave scars long after the uniforms and cameras are gone. Sturgis Turner, the moment he quietly watches the courtroom before speaking, carries the calm restraint of a man who understands that real authority rarely needs to announce itself in JAG. Beneath the discipline, intelligence, and measured professionalism, there is isolation there too, as if years of military service taught him how easily duty can come before personal happiness. The man carrying all that quiet steadiness was Scott Lawrence. Born Scott Lawrence on September 27, 1963, in Los Angeles, California, he was 39 when joined the series, bringing emotional restraint and maturity to the role of Commander Sturgis Turner. Lawrence had already built a respected career through theater, voice acting, and television performances shaped by consistency rather than celebrity recognition. Away from Hollywood spotlight, his life reflected years devoted to craft, family, and creative longevity within an unpredictable industry. At present, at 62, he remains a presence that understood some of the strongest people are the ones who never need to prove their strength out loud. Lieutenant Loren Singer, the moment she steps into the courtroom with cold confidence while tension quietly spreads across the room, captures the dangerous allure of someone who knows exactly how to use ambition as both weapon and shield in JAG. Beneath the sharp professionalism, composure, and relentless drive, there is loneliness there too, as if constantly fighting for control slowly pushed genuine connection out of reach. The face carrying all that calculated intensity was Nancy Chambers. Born Nancy Chambers on October 1, 1963, in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, she was 32 when on the show, bringing emotional tension and sophistication to one of the series' most memorable recurring figures. Chambers had already built a steady television career through procedural series and character-driven performances shaped by persistence rather than fame. Her life gradually shifted toward family and a quieter path after marrying actor David James Elliott. This day, at 62, Nancy Chambers remains a presence that understood ambition can sometimes protect the heart while quietly isolating it at the same time. Jason Tyner, he quietly scans the courtroom monitors while chaos unfolds around him, captures the overlooked pressure of someone expected to stay calm while everyone else depends on the information in front of him in JAG. Beneath the intelligence, technical focus, and dry humor, there is insecurity there too, as if constantly working behind the scenes left him wondering whether anyone truly noticed the weight he carried. The face carrying all that understated sincerity was Chuck Carrington. Born Chuck Carrington on May 24, 1968, in Chicago, Illinois, he was 27 when he first appeared on JAG, gradually turning Jason Tyner into one of the series' most dependable supporting presences. Carrington had already spent years navigating smaller television and film roles while building a career through persistence rather than celebrity attention. His life reflected a quieter path focused on steady work, family, and personal privacy beyond the entertainment industry. These days, at 57, he remains a presence that understood some of the most essential people are often the ones standing just outside the spotlight. Renee Peterson, she quietly confronts harm with disappointment lingering behind controlled composure, captures the heartbreak of loving someone whose duty will always arrive before certainty in JAG. Beneath the elegance, intelligence, and emotional restraint, there is longing there too, as if every conversation carries the weight of a future that keeps slipping further away. The face carrying all that quiet heartbreak was Cindy Ambuhl. Born on January 31, 1965, in Los Angeles, California, she was 34 when into the role, bringing emotional warmth and grounded realism to the role of Renee Peterson. Ambuhl had already built a career through television dramas and character-driven roles shaped by patience rather than celebrity fame. Away from Hollywood, her life later shifted toward family and luxury real estate, where she successfully reinvented herself beyond acting after marrying actor Don Diamont. In 2026, at 61, Cindy Ambuhl remains a presence that understood some relationships are painful not because love disappears, but because timing never stops getting in the way. Lieutenant Commander Mike Brumby, the moment he quietly watches Mac from across the room knowing he may already be losing her, captures the painful restraint of a man trying to hold on to love without forcing it to stay in JAG. Beneath the confidence, Australian charm, and military composure, there is heartbreak there too, as if loyalty has slowly become tangled with the fear of never truly being chosen. The face carrying all that quiet vulnerability was Trevor Goddard. Born Trevor Joseph Goddard on October 14, 1962, in Croydon, England, he was 36 when into the film, bringing emotional warmth and subtle tension to the role of Mike Brumby. Goddard had already gained international recognition through Mortal Kombat, where his intense screen presence made him instantly memorable. After, his life carried deep personal struggles with addiction and emotional turmoil that eventually overwhelmed him. Tragically, he died on June 7, 2003, at just 40 years old from overdose of heroin, leaving behind a presence that always seemed to carry sadness quietly hidden beneath the smile. Commander Amy Helfman, she delivers a difficult order while quietly masking the emotional cost behind military composure, captures the lonely burden of leadership inside JAG. Beneath the authority, intelligence, and controlled professionalism, there is exhaustion there too, as if years spent proving herself in demanding environments slowly forced her to suppress parts of her own vulnerability. The face carrying all that quiet strength was Jennifer Savage. Born Jennifer Savage on May 14, 1952, in Alameda, California, she was 43 when she first appeared on JAG, bringing grounded realism and emotional restraint to the role of Commander Amy Helfman. Savage had already built a respected career through stage work and television, including memorable appearances in the Brady Bunch movie and numerous character-driven productions. Away from Hollywood visibility, her earning admiration as a dependable performer across generations of television. Currently, at 73, Jennifer Savage remains a presence that understood real authority often comes from carrying responsibility without ever demanding recognition for it. Clayton Webb, the moment he stands silently in the shadows before revealing information that could change everything, captures the dangerous calm of a man who learned long ago that truth is often just another weapon in JAG. Beneath the intelligence, polished confidence, and controlled charm, there is isolation there too, as if years spent inside covert operations slowly erased the line between loyalty and manipulation. The face carrying all that calculated restraint was Stephen Culp. Born Stephen Bradford Culp on December 3, 1955, in La Jolla, California, he was 42 when into the role, bringing quiet intensity and unpredictability to the role of CIA agent Clayton Webb. Culp had already built a respected career through theater and dramatic television, later gaining wider recognition through Desperate Housewives. His life reflected years devoted to stagecraft, education, and family. Today, at 70, Stephen Culp remains a presence that understood some people become so skilled at hiding secrets they eventually disappear behind them too. Gunnery Sergeant Galindez, the moment he stands rigidly at attention while emotion quietly flickers behind disciplined eyes, captures the exhausting weight of military loyalty in JAG. Beneath the toughness, professionalism, and commanding presence, there is pressure there too, as if years of service taught him that vulnerability must always stay hidden beneath control. The face carrying all that grounded intensity was Randy Vasquez. Born Randy Vasquez on October 16, 1961, in Escondido, California, he was 34 when the film begins, bringing authenticity and emotional realism to the role of Gunnery Sergeant Galindez. Vasquez had already built a respected television career through steady appearances in crime series and character-driven dramas shaped by persistence rather than celebrity fame. His life reflected decades devoted to family, consistency, and representing grounded Latino characters across television. These days, at 64, Randy Vasquez remains a presence that understood real discipline is often nothing more than learning how to carry pressure without letting it break you publicly. Maddie Grace Johnson, the moment she quietly looks toward her father hoping for reassurance he cannot fully give, captures the fragile innocence of a child growing up around duty, distance, and emotional uncertainty in JAG. Beneath the sweetness, curiosity, and youthful warmth, there is loneliness there too, as if military life taught her early that love sometimes arrives between long absences and unfinished conversations. The face carrying all that heartfelt vulnerability was Hallie Hirsch. Born Hallie Leah Hirsch on December 16, 1987, in Omaha, Nebraska, she was 13 when the series began, bringing emotional sincerity and quiet realism to the role of Maddie Grace Johnson. Before, Hirsch had already gained recognition through ER and family-oriented television roles shaped by natural emotional honesty. After, her life later shifted toward education and a more private path beyond child stardom after stepping away from major acting visibility. As of now, at 38, Hallie Hirsch remains a presence that understood childhood sometimes ends quietly in the spaces where adults are too busy carrying their own battles. Admiral Thomas Boone, he quietly fixes his gaze across the room before delivering an order nobody wants to hear, captures the cold isolation that often comes with command in JAG. Beneath the authority, military precision, and controlled composure, there is heaviness there too, as if years of responsibility slowly taught him that leadership can cost a man pieces of himself no one else ever notices. The face carrying all that quiet gravity was Terry O'Quinn. Born on July 15, 1952, in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, he was 43 when he first appeared on JAG, bringing emotional depth and restrained intensity to the role of Admiral Thomas Boone. Before, O'Quinn had already built a respected career through psychologically layered performances and years of steady television work. Away from Hollywood, his life reflected periods of personal reinvention and quiet resilience after divorce and major life changes later in adulthood. As of now, at 73, Terry O'Quinn remains a presence that understood the strongest leaders are often the ones carrying the deepest doubts in silence. Lieutenant Commander Carolyn Imes, she quietly holds her composure while tension builds around her, captures the exhausting discipline of someone determined not to let emotion interfere with duty in JAG. Beneath the professionalism, intelligence, and calm authority, there is vulnerability there too, as if years inside military life taught her how easily weakness could be mistaken for failure. The face carrying all that restrained strength was Dana Sparks. Born Dana Sparks on August 1, 1961, in Orinda, California, she was 34 when she first appeared on JAG, bringing emotional realism and grounded sophistication to the role of Lieutenant Commander Carolyn Imes. Sparks had already built a recognizable television career through Falcon Crest and numerous dramatic productions shaped by consistency rather than celebrity fame. Her life gradually shifted toward family, writing, and a quieter path beyond constant television visibility. Nowadays, at 64, Dana Sparks remains a presence that understood some people survive pressure not by breaking it, but by learning how to carry it gracefully. Sarah Mackenzie, the moment she walks into the courtroom with controlled confidence while old pain quietly lingers behind her eyes, captures the emotional contradiction at the heart of JAG. Beneath the discipline, sharp intelligence, and military precision, there is vulnerability there too, as if every victory demanded she hide another piece of herself beneath the uniform. The face carrying all that quiet strength was Catherine Bell. Born on August 14, 1968, in London, England, she was 28 when she first joined JAG, transforming Sarah "Mac" Mackenzie into one of television's defining military drama heroines. Before Bell had already endured years of struggling through modeling jobs and small acting roles before finally breaking through in Hollywood. Her life reflected major personal reinvention following divorce and a quieter search for balance beyond fame and constant production schedules. At present, at 57, Catherine Bell remains a presence that understood true resilience is often built from the pain people work hardest to conceal. Thank you for revisiting the world of JAG with us. Through every mission, courtroom battle, and unforgettable character, the legacy of this iconic series still lives on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite JAG memories in the comments below.